Hey everybody, it's Doug Schauf with Remax Oceanside and MakeMaineYourHome.com. In this week's episode of the Make Maine Your Home podcast, I'm going to talk about open houses. I got 4 things I'm going to talk about open houses. First one is when to do them and getting ready. And then number 3 is hosting them. Explain a little bit about what I do when I'm hosting them. And then number 4 is if you are a buyer and you're out looking at open houses, what to do when you're attending them and all that stuff. So let's do this. All right, I'm going to jump right in, talk about open houses. Open houses for selling homes have been going on for many, many years, decades, long time. It's kind of a good marketing strategy for selling a house. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is when to do open houses. And specifically, I'm going to talk about the way the market is right now, very hot. The good time to do open houses is when a house first hits the market. So it's that big marketing push that you're doing right there, and it attracts a lot of people. So you typically want to do open houses around when it first hits the market. Price reductions if if for some reason it doesn't sell and you need to do a price reduction. Kind of like anything new, fresh about the house, do an open house. Other than that, it's difficult to get a lot of people there aside from that initial open house or, when you're doing like a price reduction, things like that. So that's really when to do them. In this market, what a lot of people are doing, a lot of brokers are, when a house first hits the market, you might put it on the MLS system and let it kind of hit the internet on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, but you hold back showings until the Sunday open house, kind of like create some buzz, create some anxiety, like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss it. And then the open house comes and you get just like a gazillion people there. And for me as a broker, it kind of helps, putting a lot of my time and effort into promoting that open house as well as the listing. So it just drives a lot of people there. Like in the way the market is right now, we've done open houses where there's like 50 people and it's like, we got to bring people with us just to manage it all, so it can be kind of crazy. But that's really when to do it, is really in this market, is to do it when the house first hits the market. Do it. You can certainly do open houses, on the other weekends. If you haven't sold it over that initial push, and you need to keep going, you can continue to do open houses. You could do them on Sundays. Are a great day to do them. Historically, that's when open houses happen. Saturdays have proven to be pretty good in this market. I think because there's so much buyer demand, people will come out almost anytime. There's actually been a lot of listings that are doing open houses on like Tuesday evening, to hit kind of like the commuter traffic, which I actually think is a really good idea. As the market changes, it might be a little different. When it turns into more of a buyer's market, open houses may change as far as when to do them and how to use them in your strategy. So definitely, when you're listing your property, talk to your broker. Hopefully it's me, but talk to your broker and see, what the best solution is for your house and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of when to do an open house. Number 2 is getting ready. If you're doing an open house when you're first hitting the market, it's nice because you're getting ready for the listing, the open house, things like that. If you do the strategy like we just talked about, like, hey, you hit the market on like a Wednesday or Thursday, don't do any showings until Sunday, then it's like you're just getting your house ready for that Sunday. I always tell people, you want your house staged, picked up, and ready for the photos. When my photographer comes in, I want it to be ready to look good, blah, 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 take your pictures. For the open house, not only does it need to be staged, but it also needs to be clean. So this is when you kind of like, you dust everything, you scrub everything. You want the house to kind of sparkle. So when people come in, they're like, ooh, it kind of looks like it did in the photos. Wow, nice job. I wasn't deceived. So that's kind of what you want to do to get ready for the open house. I also do recommend, if you're going to have a lot of people in the open house, and if you're using me as your broker, hopefully you will have a huge amount of traffic coming in there. So if you're going to have a lot of people coming through your house, you're going to want to put away all your valuables, maybe get them out of the house. If you have a safe, put them in the safe. Another thing that you want to be leery of is any drugs, any prescription medication that you have. Lock them away in a safe, put them away somewhere where people can't find them. It's amazing that, if there's somebody coming into the house that they're looking, if they are looking to steal, they will go after drugs. So those are kind of like some tips to get ready, and that's also why you might not want to have out any personal information, anything like that you don't want the general public to see. Put it away. All right. We do want a lot of people to come into your house because you want to sell the house, but you also want to be careful and make sure that you put any valuables, any prescription drugs, things like that, put them away. Let's see. And then also, I think that's about it as far as getting ready. That's really about it. You get the house ready, put all your stuff away. I'll take it from there. So which kind of leads me to the third thing is hosting it. Now, what do I do? So if I know that there's going to be a ton of people there, I'm going to try to bring some bodyguards. I want some bodyguards there if there's going to be a lot of people there. I'm just kidding. I don't really bring bodyguards, but I will bring like a lender, and sometimes a lender will bring like coffee. They might bring some water, maybe some donuts, cookies, things like that. So make it attractive for, people coming in. I always bring, of course, information on the house, the property disclosures. I always have my tablet there, my Surface Pro set up. So when people sign in, it's all computerized. It also kind of helps people, be like, oh, wow, that's fancy. And they type it in, they give me all their information, and then I can really follow up on them. So if I'm representing you as a seller, I get all that information. I can use it to really, go after them to see if there's anything I could do to help get an offer or things like that. Let's see, what else will I do? I'll also greeting everybody that comes in, because I want to get from a being careful standpoint, I want myself or somebody that's with me greeting everybody that comes in. You kind of want to funnel them through one, doorway. Maybe it's the front door, side door, and I usually use signage outside to direct them on which entrance to use. So that way I can control it and I can greet everybody, so I know everybody that's in the house. And if it's a big open house, I'll have a few people with me and we'll kind of have a little powwow ahead of time just so everybody knows what to do, what to say, things like that. So if anybody does come in that's a little sketchy, we can kind of, bodyguards come in, get them out. That doesn't really happen. I mean, on all the years that I've been doing it, I can't think of a time that I had a problem with somebody. I maybe had somebody kind of being a little mouthy and I just kind of had to pull them aside and say, dude, relax, but I've never had any issues myself where I felt anybody was trying to steal something or anything like that. So but you do want to take precautions. So as far as hosting goes, again, I'll be there a little bit early. I put signs out front. Sometimes I'll bring balloons. Sometimes I'll bring a giant, the Remax balloon, throw it in the front yard, anything to just kind of attract attention. And then also, signage to direct them, going in the entrance that I want them to go in. And then also kind of setting everything up on the inside of the house, flyers, put them around the house, my business cards. I usually bring some giveaways, like, some pads of paper, which helps them take notes as they're walking through the house. I also have football magnets, Patriots football magnets, if it's that time of year, which right now it is, so go Pats. And so that's kind of what we do. And then as far as talking with everybody through there, I tend to let meet and greet them, give people what they need, and then let them kind of see the house. Again, if I have reinforcements with me, we're kind of keeping eyes on them throughout when they're walking through, but I kind of like to leave them alone a little bit, let them see. If people are really interested, they'll come and ask some questions. I always follow up with everybody. Hey, do you have any questions? Things like that, to try to help, get some interest there. I always talk up to everybody that comes in. I try to talk up what are the pros and cons of the house. Mostly the pros if I'm representing you as the seller, and go that way. So anyway, that's the hosting aspect of it. Now, if you're attending an open house, like if you're looking at an open house, and you're thinking of buying it, then there's a few things we'll talk about as far as that goes. So when you get to the open house, if you let the broker that's there, like if I'm the one there and I say, hey, how you doing? If you let them know that you're working with another broker, that's great. Because if you're not working with a broker, I am going to help you out and talk to you about this house and help you buy it, and I represent the seller, so I'm going to kind of of course talk to you in a little bit of a different way than if you are represented by a broker. Because if you're represented by a broker, I'm going to assume you're a little bit more educated as far as the buying process, things like that. If you're not represented by a broker, I'm going to talk to you in a little bit different way, because you may not understand how things work, and I'm going to explain that. And of course I would like to take you on as a client, so there is that. So if you are working with a broker, let me know right away when you come in. And I also have a sign-in thing there. Usually, like I said, I do it on the computer, so you can come in, sign in. The reason we do this is because if you were selling your house, you would want to have some idea who came in the house. So it's a little bit of a security thing, especially if there's a ton of people come in. Sign in. It's no big deal. Just put your name. I usually request name, email, phone. You don't have to fill it all out, although in my form, I think the email is required. But I'm not going to pepper you with emails. As a matter of fact, as soon as you hit submit, you're going to get an email from me with a little video kind of, saying thank you for coming, asking if you have any questions, I'll help you out, blah, blah, blah. And you can always unsubscribe there, because if you do fill out my form, you will receive things, about my podcast. I give you a lot of great information. So if you certainly want to get a lot of good real estate information, stay subscribed. But if you don't want to, you just hit unsubscribe and you're done. You won't receive any more emails from me. No big deal. But definitely, fill that out because again, if you were selling your house, you would want to know, who's coming in. All right. And then also when you are attending, feel free, look around. This is your time to see the house. You might have to make a decision that day if you're going to buy it or not because of the way the market is. So go through the house, do everything that you got to do. Feel free to open up cabinets. If you need to use the bathroom, go ahead. It's okay. If you can hold it, but it's okay. And then, take advantage of any treats that are there, enjoy yourself, stay a while, sit down on the furniture, kind of get a feel for how things are laid out, maybe think about how, you would set it up, things like that. Take your time, get to see the house, okay? If you don't like it, of course, run in, run out, blah, blah, blah. But if you think you might have some interest and you got to make a decision, because chances are in this market, offers are coming in, this might be your only time to see it. So check it out. Get the disclosures, get all the information, ask questions. If you're using a broker, call your broker, maybe see if they can come over and see it with you, all that kind of stuff. And feel free to make yourself at home and enjoy your time at the open house. That's really all about attending an open house. It's really kind of just like look at the house and make some decisions. So that's it. Those are the 4 things that I wanted to talk to you about regarding open houses. Again, when to do them, getting ready, hosting them, and then, of course, attending them. So if you have any questions about open houses, comment below, send me an email, give me a call, whatever's easier for you. Happy to talk to you more about it. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. And remember, if you're going to make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone.